All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon, and in this video, I'm going to talk about the 168-pound division and the 154-pound division, the 154 or 147-pound division at the same time, where Terence Crawford and Canelo Alvarez go back and forth. Well, they don't go back and forth with each other. However, Canelo had something to say about a potential fight with Terence Crawford. Terence Crawford has something to say with a potential fight with Canelo Alvarez. And both of them did it right in the face of Jermell Charlo, which to me is mind-boggling because that dude is going to be fighting Canelo Alvarez next. And this whole conversation is a little bit disrespectful towards that dude, man. However, let's explain what happened and talk about it in this video. All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon, and in this video, we're going to be in the 154-pound division or the 147-pound division and 168-pound division, where Jermell Iron Man Charlo, who has to be the most disrespected, maybe the second most disrespected fighter that there is in all of boxing. Some people could say the third, but god dog, he is really, really high up there with the amount of disrespect flying around with boxers and fan bases. So, and this time, it comes in the form of this conversation that's going on about Terence Crawford fighting Canelo Alvarez. Now, before I get into that, though, let me welcome you back to the channel. If you are a longtime subscriber and supporter, thank you guys so much. And a new subscriber and supporter, thank you so much for continuing to watch the videos. Make sure you hit the like, share the video if you wouldn't mind, hit the notification bell, all those good things. Subscribe if you like it. And if you're new to the channel, hey, thank you so much for coming by. And I just asked, do what I just said, which is hit the subscribe button or hit the like button if you like it. Dislike button if you dislike it. But anyway, thank you for coming by and listening. But let's get into this, man, because this is annoying to me. There is a really big fight taking place at the end of the month, which is on September 30th. Canelo Alvarez, who is the undisputed champion at 168 pounds, will be fighting the current undisputed champion at 154 pounds, Jermell Iron Man Charlo. And in this fight, it should be a very good fight. I would lean towards Canelo winning it because if it goes to the scorecard, because man, it's tough to beat that dude on some scorecards. However, it's a close fight and a lot closer fight than people think it is. Now, and Jermell Charlo most definitely has a shot to win that fight. He's a fresher fighter. He is a fast fight. He's a big puncher. He is somebody that he's got advantages over Canelo. And Canelo, at this stage in his career, and I've been saying this for a while, is on the downslide, right? So he is really there, kind of I wouldn't say he's there for the picking, but look, man, he ain't what Canelo used to be. And that is no slight on Canelo. That's just telling you what I see. I said this before the Caleb Plant fight, and the fact that he's kind of, his feet has slowed down a little bit is to the reason why he's doing some of the matchmaking that he's doing. And this fight with Jermell Charlo can absolutely positively be a case of a cherry pick gone wrong. Do not doubt for a second that it can be, that it can't be. It can be that. So this is a good, but what are people talking about? People are talking about Canelo's next fight, which they say, well, Canelo was asked the question and he says, sure, why not? Yeah, I mean, it could happen. Why not? Right? Didn't say no, that he wouldn't fight Canelo out, fight Terence Crawford. Say, yeah, why not? And then Terence Crawford, because he's got brains in his head, because he's a smart guy, puts out a tweet that says Terence Crawford and Canelo Alvarez is the biggest fight in boxing by far, right? Puts that out. So the conversation starts about, okay, yeah, what would that fight be? That would be Canelo Alvarez for the second time fighting an undisputed champion. But this time the undisputed champion's not at 154. the undisputed champion is at 147 pounds. Now, here's the problem though with that. Number one, Terence Crawford's got to fight with Errol Spence Jr. more than likely. Number two, Canelo Alvarez has actually got to beat Jermell Charlo to avail himself to that. And talking about fighting Terence Crawford, or people talking about Terence Crawford, once again shows you how crazy the boxing world is and how they will purposely disrespect or underestimate people that for some reason they just don't like. There is no reason to believe that Jermell Charlo is going to get blown out of the water by Canelo Alvarez, and this is just some easy fight for him that is just a preconceived notion that he is going to be moving on to the next after that. Because again, Jermell Charlo is the undisputed 154-pound champion. Jermell Charlo is somebody that is coming to win that fight, that has beaten multiple world champions. Yes, he has a loss to Tony Harrison. And yes, he has a draw against Brian Castano. However, those situations, he came back and beat the guy that he had lost to, and beat the guy that he had a draw to, and did it by knockout. Jermell Charlo can box, he can bang, and if you do not believe me, there are several very world-renowned trainers that are very good at calling fights that are saying, look, man, Canelo Alvarez can get beat by Jermell Charlo. Do not lunch on that. Do not lunch on that. So just to have people skipping over Jermell Charlo like this fight on September 30th is not taking place, it's ridiculous. Because there may not be a Canelo for Terence Crawford to fight. Also, Canelo for that time. And if Jermell wins, it's a rematch. Or what if it's a close fight? And people are like, nah, that's a robbery. Canelo very well may run that back. I think everybody should pump their brakes on those fights taking place. But more importantly, man, start giving some of these fighters their credit. You know what I mean? Like, people keep talking about like how people never gave Terence Crawford credit. And honestly, you come by my chat telling me that when I've had Canelo Alvarez, I have had Terence Crawford, the #1 pound-for-pound fighter since Andre Ward retired. So like, the only time that I didn't have him at #1 pound-for-pound is when he didn't fight Errol, because he pulled out of a fight. And that was with an asterisk on it, because I know full well what this dude is. But with Jermell Charlo, with Deontay Wilder, with Gervonta Davis, I have no idea what these people have to do in their career to earn the respect of people and have people say, you know what, man, this dude right here can really, really, really fight and is a very, very dangerous fight, man. Like, everybody talked about Deontay Wilder like a dog before the Tyson Fury fight. And then when Deontay Wilder loses to Tyson Fury, all of a sudden, Tyson Fury out of the blue becomes one of the greatest heavyweights ever for beating him. You got people sitting there talking about Gervonta Davis like Gervonta Davis has never done anything in his career. Like everybody has wins over Leo Santa Cruz and Jose Pedraza and Isaac Cruz and Mario Barrios. And Ryan Garcia was a big threat to him, a fight he would never take until Gervonta knocks him out. And then after that, Ryan Garcia becomes a nobody all of a sudden. He's not a dangerous fighter at all, even though he knocked out Luke Campbell cold and had no losses on his record. It's just it's just amazing to me how people do this stuff, man. Jermell Charlo is one of the best fighters in boxing. I don't care what Ring Magazine has to say when they stack their pound for pound list full of first of all, the pound for pound list is what it is. It's somebody's opinion, but more importantly, it's only 10 people. And just because you got 10 people on there and you may think he's 11 or 12, man, don't mean that guy can't fight. And it doesn't mean that you're right about the guys that you got on there. Now, because Canelo Alvarez, for his part, has multiple losses in his career. 2 losses in his career. I do believe he's got 2 losses. He's got 2 losses and 2 draws. The dude is not in a loss at 154 pounds and a loss at 175 and a draw at 160 and a draw at 147. Man, stop acting like this guy Jermell Charlo doesn't have any ability to win this fight. And also the sideshow Bob nature of all this jumping up and down in weight classes. I'm cool with the fight taking place. And I think Terence Crawford has more than enough ability to beat Canelo. Do not get me wrong. But does he have more enough ability to beat David Benavidez? And does he have more than enough ability to beat David Morrell? Because can Canelo beat David Morrell? And can Canelo beat David Benavidez? Because those guys are actually at that weight class, and those are the real fights. And those guys deserve the fights. But anyway, that's my take on the matter. You let me know what you think in the comment section. And with that, I'm out. Peace.